Hey everyone, Professor Snard here, checking in really quickly on what would normally be after like a Tuesday due date, but again we're in part of our course here where we're kind of finishing up the short fiction piece. We've read a short story called St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves. It always takes me a while to get all the words in the right order. Hopefully you found it engaging, kind of funny, but sort of a pointed social commentary too. So it's a good opportunity for me then to jump in with less of the screenshot stuff and just sort of checking in here and make sure people are on track. I will remind of due dates though. So we have a little bit longer to finish up this project since again it's maybe a little bit more involved than ones we've done in the past. Looking at a Unit 5 due date of Thursday, October 10th. It's Wednesday when I'm recording this, so we're pretty close to it. Keeping in mind that the assignment is a fairly traditional, straightforward kind of comparative analysis that you're doing between the Karen Russell short story, the St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves short story that we just read for Unit 5, comparing that to any other short story that we've read for class so far. Again, keeping in mind that comparison means we're finding those points of similarity, not so much differences, obviously. Again, traditional sort of analysis, right? It's grounded in specifics from both texts, so you're doing a sort of overall thesis of this comparison is happening. Here's some particular ways that they connect, maybe in terms of the story or the themes or like the plot or themes or development of characters or individual characters, character interactions, some of that stuff. And then that's all grounded in quotation from the text, or texts in this case. The main difference here is that instead of just doing this in the default like essay format, I'm inviting you to do something maybe that's a little bit different, a little more creative, allows you to produce something that's a little more compelling and engaging, maybe even more effective for presenting a comparison. So maybe it's a slide deck, maybe it's a web page that you can build, maybe it's some audio video thing, maybe it's something that I'm not listing here. I'm really interested in those more creative approaches than just kind of the default slide deck or essay type of thing. You're building that then, building it out or building it into your portfolio, sharing your portfolio in the Unit 5 discussion board here, kind of the same stuff that we've done, a bunch of times already. If you build something like whether it's a Google Doc or a slide deck or whatever the thing is, and then embed it in your portfolio page, make sure, double, triple sure, that you've set the sharing settings on that other thing, the doc or the slide deck, correctly, so that anybody can see them. We don't need to edit them, but we need to be at least able to view them. That way they'll show up correctly on your portfolio page. I've said this a bunch of times, but it can be a little bit confusing, and it's really frustrating if we have to go through these extra steps where it looks correct to you because you're signed into your Google account, so the portfolio looks right, the stuff embedded in the portfolio looks right, but as soon as somebody else goes to that link, like me for example, I can see your portfolio, but then I just see this square where I know there's something that's supposed to be there, but then it just says like access denied or request access to this item because it hasn't been shared out correctly. So double check yourself on that, because again, it's a real hassle if you think it's done and I have this list of things to look at and assign grades to, and then a bunch of them I can't access, so then I have to email that out or put the comment in the grade book, and then you have to fix it and let me know, and it's just like very inefficient. So just double check yourself on that. So for the assignment though, again, it's out of 100 points, which isn't like half of our course, but it is a fairly significant percentage of the 1,000 total, bigger than stuff that we've done before. We've had extra time to work on it, so it is kind of like a more robust capstone project for the fiction part of our Intro to Lit class. And then we move into our poetry units that will take us through 6, 7, 8, and then we switch to drama to finish it all out. So you can review the due dates, reread assignments, start looking ahead a little bit, and then if double check yourself on the sharing settings just to make sure everything's copacetic, and then make sure you are aware of that Thursday, October 10th deadline for our current Unit 5 short fiction project assignment. Okay, So that's it for me. Really quick check-in here, just a reminder about due dates and some other stuff. And of course, if you're having problems or things aren't working right or just general questions about stuff, by all means, you can reach out, send me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.